Welcome back, guys. We're back for market update. I think we're up to about market update number 5 at the moment. I've got a couple of gentlemen here that I'm going to introduce you to. One you've already been introduced to over on my far right hand side and your left, which is Mark McClelland. I got your name almost wrong there, McClelland. He's our development marketing manager for the development marketing team. And you've spoken with him before, and I know that you're going to be intrigued by some of the stuff he has to say today. And I've also got Mike Schockman here, who is one of the directors of development company Costajig. We're going to talk about how that came about in a second, Mike. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions as to how you came to come up from Geelong and join up with Costajig, or Ostajig to become Costajig. Great names. All right, what I am going to say before we get into it is this is probably going to be one of the most exciting blogs with the most exciting information that you are going to see in the Darwin marketplace. Probably for the past 10 years at least, and also potentially for a long time in the future. So stay tuned, but we're not going to start with that. All right, first thing I'm going to start with Mike, part of Costa Property Group. Tell us about that.
So Costa Property Group's a Victorian company, so we've been looking at Darwin in the Darwin residential development market for some time now, for several years in fact. We see a lot of growth and opportunity in Darwin that other states and territories don't have. So hence we were successful on our bid with our joint venture partner Ostajig on Zuccoli Aspire estate.
Okay, so you submitted for the bid for Zuccoli, as it was known, 3 and 4 at the time. Now currently known as Zuccoli Aspire, great name, and one that I know we poured over for quite a while to actually come to it. I think Zuccoli Aspire is an absolute ripper. You started off submitting your bid as Costa Group, and you joined up with Ostajig, local company, been up here for a long time, and you formed Costajig, but you've had interest in the territory before. All right, so previously you have been involved in submissions coming up here, and you've obviously had a lot of interest in coming into the territory for a while. Why the territory? What's so exciting about that, and what's so exciting about this new project?
Yeah, well, we see for years we've seen the territory as a growth opportunity within Australia. There's a lot that's actually happening here, as you know, and certainly a lot more than what we're seeing in other states and territories. So outside of Victoria, NT was our number one choice.
You've done some pretty big projects before down south with Costa Property. What are some of the subdivisions you've looked after down there?
Yeah, so we've stuck within a radius of, I'll call it Geelong and Western Melbourne. So we've done estates on the western side of Melbourne and as far west as Warrnambool. So we've stuck to. So we're very strong in the regional markets, and we feel we understand those very well.
Good, excellent. Mark, obviously our development marketing manager, very excited to be part of this project. We've been involved with Mike and Carl from Costa for about 6 months now, I think. A lot of hard yards behind the submission.
Yeah, look, just a few, Glenn. When we first met Mike and Carl, that it was, look, can you have a look at this? And there's only 840 blocks, and can you price them by tomorrow? And I went, oh, that's a challenge. So away we went, and from there it's just grown with the excitement of what's about to happen.
All right, let's recap on that just quickly. You said 840 blocks, there or thereabouts. Yep. So obviously they're not all coming to the market at once.
Absolutely.
How's this release actually panning out?
Look, we're basically ready to go. In general terms, we're releasing stage 1 and a sector of stage 1, which will consist of 61 blocks.
Yep. And
flowing onto the remaining part of the 181 blocks in stage 1.
Okay, so the initial release is 181, or the first part of it is 61, and then 181 ready to go.
Absolutely.
And there's MD and MR sites in there, so
There
development
are
sites.
yes.
Yep.
And you've got some fairly large, creating the entrance of this whole estate, some MR and MD blocks, which will give it the signature as you're driving in, which is very exciting. And it's if you can put a picture to it, that picture is really going to put this sort of stage ahead of the game.
Give it a real impact as you drive in. Mike, another thing on that, a couple of great things about the overall plan for Zuccoli Aspire is we've got schools earmarked to go in there, public and private.
Yep.
I think, earmarked to go. We're not sure exactly when, but that's part of the estate. But the biggie is right in the middle, well, I don't know, we're referring to it at the moment as the village, but whatever the end name comes up, that's almost like a Parat market sort of, or a Parat village sort of size.
Yeah, so in the middle of the estate, as part of the overall planning for the area, the government's already flagged a commercial zone right in the centre, so that'll be in a later stage. It's certainly a prospect that the existing buyers today will know is coming in the future. So they'll have the schools, they'll have the commercial all at the doorstep.
Okay. Stage 1, Mark, 1A, actually stage 1 we'll talk about as a whole, so that we get that right. Stage 1, blocks up to what size in there? Excluding MDs and MRs, of course.
You're looking at up to 750 to 800.
Okay, so good size blocks, up to
Absolutely.
750, 800,000.
Correct.
800 square metres.
800 square metres.
Okay, now the exciting news. We don't want to leave you hanging for too long. The exciting news, the changing, the big change in the marketplace. Tell me, where are we expecting these to start from on pricing?
Yep. So this is actually the most exciting point because we do have a good range of blocks, which in itself is great. We have the shopping, we have the schools, but we're coming in our first stage very competitively, and we just want to give everybody, we want to have a big bang to the start of our estate. So we'll be offering blocks from $117,000.
Game changer. It's an absolute game changer.
A new dawn is breaking.
What's been out there at the moment, Mark? About 180 odd?
Yeah, you're looking at an average of 180.
Okay. Interestingly there as well, that's probably not the cheapest, that NT people can get involved in the purchase of these blocks. What's the name of the scheme that is out there at the moment?
Yeah, so the price points we were looking at, that's for anybody. Now NT actually has a home buyer initiative scheme where they encourage and they effectively set aside a certain number of blocks for homeowners, and those people will actually be able to get blocks as low as $101,000.
101 grand for a block.
Now they're only limited and very restricted to.
There's about 15 in the first stage, or 12.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So that'll be for people who are moving in. So for an investor or anyone else who doesn't fall within that NT home buy initiative, then it'll be 117. For those lucky home buyers, it'll be as low as 101.
So Mark, now you can buy potentially, if you qualify for that scheme, $101,000 for your block of land. Go out there and build on with a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, whatever it is that you decide to build as a first home buyer. Get your $26,000 that you qualify for as a first homeowner, and effectively turnkey get in for almost up to $100,000 less than what you could get into before.
Yeah, pretty close, depending on it. We've got a lot of builders that we're working with currently, and they're coming up with designs, but absolutely, those prices are very reasonable and very fair as where we see them today.
Certainly opens up the market to a lot of people who couldn't previously get involved, and I think that's the concept from a government perspective, to get those people involved and give us the opportunity to get people into the market who couldn't otherwise be involved in.
Yeah, that's it, and the land that Zuccoli Aspire sits on is part of the Crown lease that, as part of the NT land releases, their goal is to, as the Minister has stated, to bring the price of housing and the cost of living down. So that's why they've embarked on this land release initiative. So when you look at Zuccoli Aspire, stage 1 is priced extremely competitively. So we're encouraging people to come in. We want to get the estate established so we can move on to the next stage. So now's an opportunity to get in. I can't promise they'll be that good in the future.
Yeah, we've already got a beer mark for a price rise. Okay, that's good. I like that. Real estate agents. Yeah, it's not his fault. It's the real estate agents. Blame us. The thing about it as well, obviously, value is something that is uppermost on these blocks that are being offered out there in the market. Something that I've been really impressed with all the way through with Costa Jig as a developer is their focus on delivering quality within that value as well, and controlling the presentation of this entire stage, or this entire suburb effectively, with real quality build, covenanting for that, but not being overzealous in regard to the covenants that you're putting in place, and that is something that I expect we'll see a real quality suburb. Obviously something you've aimed for.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the covenants, so our goal is to keep the streetscape and everything that people see schmick and very nice. And yes, that's our goal.
I think the message, Mark, is no dongers.
No dongers.
Even though it's good value, no dongers. That's what we're staying away from. We want a quality suburb.
I also think it's important to announce that this is going to be a great community aspect.
Absolutely.
And I know, Glenn, you're working on creating that community program that we're heavily going to promote to get the young families that are coming in with their expectant child or their existing children and create that whole community. There are parklands around. There is a lot of aspect. The shopping village, the schools, everything about it is very community driven, and that's what Mike, when we first met, was talking about. That his previous experiences is all about that community. It's not just a piece of land.
No.
That is going to be absolutely affordable, but it's also about that lifestyle activity that we're going to create with standards that really haven't been seen for a long time.
Absolutely. Very exciting project. I've been involved in the real estate industry for 26 years, the most exciting project that I've ever been involved with. And as I say, I think it's a game changer. The price point from a value perspective is amazing, and it's going to be a real good quality estate. Mike, thanks a lot for talking to us today. Oh, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say, so just, you talked about the aspects of quality too. So our partner, one half of the entity called Kostajic is Ostajic, and they've been around the territory for over 40 years now. So they're in the civil construction game. So no, when you talk about quality, the people who are actually building the estate and building everything that becomes where the future people live is invested and has a vested interest in the success of the estate. So I think that's an important point. Not too many people can say that about their estate. So when we consider things like the open spaces and the parklands and the components that make up a fun place to live for residents, we're looking at the quality side. So when we spoke about value, I think our future residents and home buyers will be getting a lot. So when we talk about those prices, it really is an opportunity for stage one that we're giving people for
they're
stage
not just
one.
Value prices; they're getting a value lifestyle as well.
Exactly. So so we're very excited, and the Ostajic folks are also very excited. So
just to reiterate that point, Mike, you're now local too. He shifted up here, brought his family up, and relocated to Darwin, and that's a great investment in the future. It's not something that you take lightly, shifting from your homeland, and obviously coming up from Geelong, which is nice and cool, mate. And now you've come up here for a bit of sunshine.
Well,
So
my dog and my baby and my wife, they're not complaining.
It's an investment in the future for sure. Yeah. All right, great to talk to you, mate. Thank you very much.
Just
Mark?
one more thing. Although he is not here, we do have the face of Zuccoli, and that is joining the development marketing team is Adam McCann.
Oh, I forgot about him.
And he is absolutely a gun. He is ready to go and start making all of this actually work for us. So
that's who you'll be talking to. You won't be talking to either of us three. It's Adam McCann.
Yeah, we're the boy on the block, and that's where we'll be placing him. And we might not see him again out of the bush, but we're looking forward to him joining us. Well, he has joined us, but getting into it.
Look below for his phone number.
Yeah,
The boy on the block. I like
boy
that.
on the block.
I like that.
All
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Hope
Thanks,
you have a good day,
Terrific.
and let's get on to selling this stuff.
Thank you.